This is part 3 of my Yoga for a Healthy Back series. Today we're going to start with a chest and shoulder opening posture, so you will need a blanket. If you don't have a blanket, then at least a couple towels. And if you have yoga blocks, that would be great as well. If you don't have yoga blocks, then pillows will suffice just as well. So let's get started with our tuning in posture. Take your blanket and roll it up. Place it on your mat. And lay down so that the blanket falls right at your armpit. So lying on your side, the blanket at your armpit, and then come onto your back. Your arms are out at a T. Your chin is parallel to your chest, and your knees can be bent with the feet on the floor, with the feet a little wider than your hips and the knees falling together. You could decide to bring your knees into a butterfly, Baddha Konasana, or even just straight out in front of you. So we are going to be here for 5 minutes. So take a few moments to feel which position for your legs feels best. And once you have made that decision, close your eyes. Begin to tune in. As always, these first few moments of our practice are set aside for us to make the transition from the outside world to our inner world, our inner being. And the simplest way to accomplish that is, of course, to close your eyes. That's one very easy way. Another way is to start to bring your focus to your breath. Allowing your breath to be natural. When we talk about arriving on our mat and being present, it simply means that we're not thinking about what else we're going to do today, how much time is needed for this practice. It's really about being present, physically, mentally. And we do that with the breath, with focusing on the sensations in our body, recognizing that thoughts are going to come, but most important is to let them go. So speaking of the sensations in your body, observe what are you feeling across the front of your chest right now, along your shoulders, your arms. You should feel a gentle opening happening. If you're feeling any discomfort in your lower back, I would suggest that you bring your knees, bend your knees, bring your feet in towards your hips, and that should relieve any kind of tension you may be feeling along your back. Now gently begin to bring your eyes open. and roll onto your side. Gently press yourself up to a seated position. Remove the blanket, just place it to the side, and come back to lying down. You'll notice I have my socks on. Normally when we practice yoga, especially if we're going to do any standing postures, I won't have socks on, but we're not going to be doing any standing postures, so you're fine to keep your socks on. It's a little cold here in Portugal. Not as cold in other places, but it's a little cold for me. So lying down, make sure that the props are completely out of your way, because we're going to do what's called a reclined vinyasa to warm up the body just a little bit more. So bring your knees and your feet together. Bring the arms to your side with the thumbs facing the ceiling. Take a deep breath. Inhale, bring the arms up over your head and point your toes and stretch, a nice full body stretch. As you exhale, flex your feet, bring the right knee into the chest, blow all the air out. Inhale, point the toes, straighten the legs, arms up over your head. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the left knee into the chest. Inhale, bring the legs straight, arms over your head. Exhale, flex the feet, right knee into the chest. Inhale, point the toes, straighten the legs, arms over the head. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the left knee into the chest. We're going to add on to that. Inhale, straight legs, point toes, arms over the head. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in and bring the shoulder up. Inhale, straighten the legs, point the toes, arms over the head. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in, lift the shoulders. 2 more times, one on each side. Knees straight, point the toes. Now, as you exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in. 1 more time on the left side. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in, lift the shoulders up. Adding on. Inhale, point the toes, straighten the legs. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, bring the right knee across the body, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, back to the center. And exhale, place the leg down. The other side. Inhale, straighten the legs, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in. Inhale, bring the shoulders down. Exhale, bring the knee across the body in a twist. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, place the legs together. Inhale, point the toes, arms over the head. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in, bring the chest up. Inhale, lower the shoulders. Exhale, twist. Adding on. Inhale the knee back to the center, straighten the legs. Exhale, place the leg down. Inhale, point the toes, reach the arms. Exhale, flex the feet, hug the knee in. Inhale, lower the shoulders. Exhale, twist. Inhale, knee to the center, leg straight up. Exhale, bring that leg down. One last time. Inhale, arms over the head in a full body stretch. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in, lift the shoulders. Inhale, lower. Exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist, straighten the leg. Exhale, put that leg down. Inhale, arms over the head in a full body stretch. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the knee in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist. Straighten the legs. Exhale, put that foot down. Now just relax for a moment. Hopefully you're feeling the body has warmed up. The next posture is going to be a posture that's going to strengthen our core. It's going to be called a dead bug. It sounds kind of funny, but you'll see what I mean. So bring the knees directly over the hips, calves parallel to the floor. And immediately you should start to feel some work around your core, your abdominals, as you're attempting to keep the knee over the hips. You're going to have to engage your abdominal muscles, your core. Otherwise, if you don't, your back will arch up off the floor, and we don't want that. So try to flatten your back onto the floor with the knees bent, calves parallel to the floor. You're welcome to stay here if you're feeling like you're strong and today and you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more. Bring the arms up so that the arms are perpendicular to the ceiling. And just take deep breaths here. This is a lot of work. It may not look like it from an observer, but if you're doing this with me, you're feeling a lot of work happening through the core, through the quadricep muscles here. So this is a great place to stay. This is a stopping point. Bring the feet down, and let's just rest for a moment. So that is one option. I'm going to bring it up a level. I'm going to start adding movement to our limbs. You decide which one works best for you. All right, so either the dead bug, and if you're ready, you can start moving the limbs. So that would be right arm, left leg. So it's opposite. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And the entire time that you're doing this, you're trying to keep your lower back pressed onto the floor. It's a little mind game as well, trying to make sure that it's opposite arm, opposite leg, so it's good to challenge our mind. One more on each side. And then hug the knees into your chest and take a breather. I'm going to do that one more time. So if you're holding into a dead bug, you're going to just hold it until we complete our movement, which is going to be a total of 6 alternating. Right? So you're either holding a dead bug, pulling the belly button down to the spine, but not holding your breath, or you're going to join me in moving of the limbs. So this is 1. Bring it back. 2, 3, 4, just 2 more, 5, and 6. Hug the knees to your chest and take a deep breath. Roll onto your side and help yourself come up to a seated position. Baddha Konasana is our next posture, and that is a seated butterfly with the soles of the feet together and the knees dropped out to the side. You may already feel some discomfort in your lower back, and if that's the case, you should take your blanket or your towel and roll it up so that you can sit at the edge of it. And this should help tilt your pelvis forward to relieve some of the strain in the lower back. Butterfly. It is a inner thigh groin opener. You should probably feel this already. And if you are feeling discomfort in this pose, start with bringing your feet out a little bit further away from you, not having it so close in towards your groin. Another option would also be to place pillows or blocks or towels outside of your thighs here to help you with that, because gravity is pulling these thighs open, obviously, and if it's too much of a pull, placing a block or a pillow or a blanket to the outside will help relieve some of that stretch. We're only going to stay here for 5 deep cycles of breath. So in this posture, try to lift the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, but staying rooted through your tailbone and your sits bones. Relax your shoulders away from your ears as well. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Focus on the sensations in your body. Trying to stay present in the moment. Not rushing through the breath. Very important not to rush our breathing. Just take 2 more deep breaths, and if it's been more than 5, it's okay. Open your eyes if you have them closed. Bring your knees together. Bring the legs out and shake them out. Keep your props handy. We're going to move on to a pigeon pose. I'm going to show you the option if you have any knee tenderness, knee issues. I'm going to ask you to do the pose reclined on your back. So let me show that first. So lying down, place the right ankle on top of the left foot so that you have created what might look like a figure 4. And then you will take your hands and bring them through the space of your legs here and grab on to the left thigh, either at the hamstrings, at the back of the thighs, or even at the shins. But when you do that, please try to make sure that you haven't brought your pelvis out of neutral. It's not hiked up, because that tendency to have that happen is high. It's very likely. So that is the posture that you will take if you have any knee issues. Otherwise, we're going to do the pigeon with the leg in front. I have blocks handy because I'm going to show you how you can use that to help you get into this position, or actually stay in the position. On your knees, bring your right foot forward and walk the foot out to the left side of the mat. Come onto your hands and slowly bring that left leg behind you. This front shin, it does not need to be parallel to the short edge of the mat. It can be closer in towards your hips if need be. The point of the practice here, this pose, is to try to get your hip bones facing forward, not out to the side. So try to take those hips and place them so that they are facing the floor. And that's when you'll know if you have this little shin out too far, you're not going to be able to get those hips facing down. So go ahead and bring that foot in closer to your groin so that you can bring those hips forward. I'm going to turn so that you can see how you're going to use the props. So with the right foot forward, you may find that the right hip has popped up off the floor. And that's where you can place a block or a blanket underneath your hip to help you keep the hips facing the floor. And then take your right shin and adjust it. Stay here, or even bring yourself down to your elbows. Come to the position that you can stay for 5 breaths, and begin to count your breaths now, please. Deep inhale, complete exhale, and that's 1 full breath. So that was 5 full breaths for me. I'm going to begin to come out of the pose. Bring yourself up onto your hands first. Remove the prop to the side. Just roll over onto the hip. Bring the knees together. Bring the legs straight out. And shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Bring the left foot forward. Walk that left foot to the outer side of the mat. Bring that right leg back. Prop up your left hip if you need to. And come down to the elbows or completely relax down. 5 breaths. Begin to count your breaths. These hip muscles, these glute muscles tend to become tight over time, either too much walking, running, even sitting. And if you're wondering why that affects the back, those muscles begin to pull onto the spine and bring things out of alignment. Once you have completed your 5 breaths, bring yourself up onto your hands. Remove the prop. Roll over onto your hip. Bring the knees together. Straighten the legs out and shake them out. Half Lord of the Flies is the name of our next posture. It's simply a twisting posture. Bring the legs out in front of you. Bring the right knee in towards your chest with the heel coming in towards your groin and right next to your inner thigh. Stay here with the twist, or you can cross the foot over and or bring the opposite foot underneath your hip. And then we'll add the twist. Once again, either just have the right heel in next to your opposite, next to your left leg like this, cross it over, or bring the left foot underneath. I'm going to stay here. Bring the arms out to your side, lift your chest, extend your back. Bring the arms up over your head with a nice deep inhale. Exhale and twist. Now you can either just grab the thigh and turn and twist, or you can hook your elbow. Stay where you're at. Whichever position you have decided on, Try to keep the back nice and long so you're not rounding forward. You could use a blanket to raise the floor closer to you to help you even more, to lift that chest and flatten the back. If it's uncomfortable for you to look over the shoulder, look straight ahead or even opposite shoulder. Take a couple more deep breaths. Untwist, uncross the legs, shake it out. We'll go to the other side. Bring your left heel in towards your groin. Once again, decide. Hopefully you're going to do the same thing on this side that you did on the first side. Take a deep breath, inhale. Use your oblique muscles to twist and then hook the elbow if you like, or simply hug the thigh. Look back, elongate the spine, holding for 4 more deep, full breaths, please. Once you have completed your 4 full breaths, untwist, uncross the legs, shake it out. Our next posture is going to stretch the hip flexor muscles. You're going to need your block or blocks or pillows and blankets. Lie down on your back. Bring the feet in towards your hips. Grab one of the blocks, lift your hips up and place the block at your sacrum. Sacrum is that flat, bony part above your tailbone. Now we are in a supported bridge pose. Gently slide your right heel on the floor, bringing the legs straight. This already is going to start stretching these muscles along the front of the thigh and the hip, these hip flexor muscles all the way down to the quadriceps. And if you're not feeling any discomfort, then you may be able to bring yourself up higher with a second block. But slide the right heel in and let's see how it feels on the left side. There's no discomfort in your back and any other part of your body. Let's see how it feels if we bring another block into play. So I'm going to take a second block. If you don't have blocks, like I said, you can just take a bunch of towels or blankets. I'm going to place that on top. Now rest my sacrum on the block. Arms out at the side. And now slide the right heel down. Should feel a deeper stretch with 2 blocks. And if that feels fine for you, let's stay for 6 deep, full breaths. Counting your breaths, please. Close your eyes. Everybody's rate of respiration is different, so we may not all complete our 6 breaths at the same time. And that's okay. Just stay in the posture till we're done, and it's not going to hurt you to do 1 or 2 breaths more or 1 or 2 breaths less. Start to slide the right heel in. Bring the right knee in. Bring the left knee in. Straighten the right leg. Straighten the left leg. Just for a moment, supported shoulder stand. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Put the right foot down, put the left foot down. Slide the left heel on the floor so that the leg is straight. And begin to count your breaths. 6 deep, full breaths. Counting these breaths are also helping you to stay present. Also helping to let go of any thoughts that you may be hesitant to release and to let go. Once you've completed your cycles of breath, bring the heel in, bring the left knee in, right knee in. Straighten one leg at a time into a supported shoulder stand. And just take some deep breaths. Bend one knee at a time. Place one foot at a time on the floor. Lift the hips up and remove, if you have 2 blocks like I did, I'm going to remove 1 block and just for a moment, settle. Lift the hips, remove the last block, and resist the urge, please, to hug the knees in. Just let your hips come to the floor. Let your spine reset. Walk your feet out as wide as the mat and begin to bring your knees side to side in a windshield wiper type of motion. Bring the knees to the center, walk the knees and feet together, hug the knees into the chest now. And if you like, go ahead and lift the shoulders away from the floor. Coming into Shavasana, I'm going to place the blocks underneath my knees in my Shavasana pose. And I'm going to use my blanket to cover me. We're going to be in this Shavasana pose for 5 minutes. So make sure that you're comfortable and warm and cozy. Lying down in your Shavasana. You can also place your legs up a wall if you like that. Legs up the wall is a wonderful posture for Shavasana as well. A lot of times you may be tempted to skip this final posture. Please try not to do so. This posture is probably more important than the other postures. This Shavasana allows us the opportunity to be still and allow our body to absorb the benefits of the practice. Maybe feeling some wonderful vibrations in the body, some sensations, the flow of energy. Embrace the sensations in your body. Allow that energy to flow freely. I love to take this time to also reflect on things that I am grateful for. My health, the sun, my breath, food to eat, water to drink, my loved ones, God, creation. What are you thankful for? Sometimes all I do is simply repeat a phrase, a mantra. I am grateful. I am blessed. I am thankful. I am blessed. I am grateful. I am blessed. I am thankful. I am blessed. If you're ready to come out of Shavasana, start with taking deeper than normal breaths. Feeling your belly rise with each inhalation and fall with every exhalation. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Add movement to your wrists, to your ankles, to your head and neck. Begin to blink your eyes open if they were closed. Push any props you may have that were underneath your knees. them out of the way, and come onto your side in a fetal position, cradling your head in your arm or in a blanket or a towel. And press yourself up gently and slowly to a seated position. Keeping your head bowed as we close our practice. Placing your hands either on your thighs with the palms down or up, or even bringing your hands to a prayer with the thumbs slightly touching in your center and your head bowed. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for allowing me to lead you through your practice today. Bring your head up. Have a fantastic day.